When the Golden State Warriors were eliminated from the 2025 NBA playoffs in the second round by the Minnesota Timberwolves, the basketball world was left with a bitter taste. The Warriors, long heralded as a powerhouse in the West, had their dreams crushed by a team led by the explosive Anthony Edwards, the gritty Julius Randle, and a roster brimming with potential. However, the Timberwolves' journey wasn't over yet. They now face the formidable Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, a stage many thought they wouldn't reach after their brutal start. The Timberwolves came into the series against OKC with high hopes, but were immediately put on the back foot. The first two games in Oklahoma City were a nightmare for the Timberwolves. They were blown out in both contests by a combined 41 points. The Thunder, with their high-octane offense and relentless defense, seemed to be in a different class, and many started to write off the Timberwolves' championship hopes. Yet, the Timberwolves weren't done. Game 3, back in Minnesota, was their do-or-die moment. The pressure was immense. Falling behind 3-0 in a series as competitive as this one would likely be the end of their season. But as the game unfolded on Saturday night, something remarkable happened. A moment of redemption that sent a message to the entire league. Before Game 3, former Golden State Warriors general manager Bob Myers made a rather bold statement about the Timberwolves' mental state. He weighed in on the series, and his words quickly became a talking point. Myers, who is no stranger to playoff pressure, pointed to the Timberwolves' body language as a sign of impending collapse. "I'm a big believer in body language," Myers said, with a tone that suggested deep concern. "I saw a lot of bad body language by the Timberwolves. I don't think they're broken, but they're breaking. That is not a connected team." Those words seemed to echo across the basketball community. To Myers, the Timberwolves were a team in disarray. Their confidence appeared shattered, and it seemed as if they were about to fold under the pressure. After all, losing 2 games by an average of 20.5 points isn't the kind of start you want in the playoffs. But Game 3 proved to be a different story. Minnesota stormed back into the series in front of their home crowd, delivering a blowout performance that no one saw coming. From the opening tip, the Timberwolves looked like a completely different team. Anthony Edwards was a man possessed. His scoring and playmaking were on full display. And Julius Randle, a player who had been under fire for inconsistent performances earlier in the playoffs, showed why he's one of the most versatile forwards in the league. The Timberwolves not only picked up a crucial win, but they sent the Thunder packing with a 143-101 drubbing. The 42-point margin of victory was a statement, a declaration that they weren't going anywhere. They weren't just fighting to stay alive in the series. They were fighting to prove that they belonged in the conversation as a championship contender. For those who had written them off, the Timberwolves' Game 3 win was an undeniable declaration that they were far from breaking. Their body language, which Myers had criticized, looked far healthier on their home floor. They played with swagger, unity, and heart, traits that had previously been in question. But now, those same traits were on full display. Edwards, in particular, was sensational. He finished the game with a scorching 38 points, showing the kind of scoring prowess that made him one of the league's most electrifying young talents. Randle was no slouch either, adding 23 points and 11 rebounds, while also being a vocal leader on the floor. The Timberwolves didn't just win, they dominated, forcing the Thunder to adjust in ways they hadn't anticipated. The role players also stepped up. D'Angelo Russell provided the veteran leadership, while Jaden Ivey, the promising guard, contributed with timely shooting and smart decisions. As a team, the the Timberwolves executed their game plan flawlessly, moving the ball well, getting high-quality looks, and playing a brand of defense that suffocated the Thunder's stars. The atmosphere in the arena was electric. The home crowd, hungry for a moment like this, created an environment that clearly fueled the Timberwolves. It wasn't just a victory on the scoreboard, it was a victory for their psyche. They had taken back control of the series, showing that they were far from broken. They were rejuvenated. Now the series is back in play, with Oklahoma City holding a 2-1 lead. But Minnesota has shifted the momentum. Game 4 is looming, and the Timberwolves have regained their confidence. If they can replicate the intensity and execution they showed in Game 3, they might just even the series and make this a legitimate Western Conference Finals battle.